Hello there, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the TED in Your Head podcast. I am your host, Ted Moreno, certified clinical hypnotherapist. In this podcast, we seek to liberate ourselves from lack, limitation, and lethargy so we can intentionally pursue a powerful path of personal transformation. That's what I'm up to in my life as well as in my work. So today we're going to do a recap for the month of July. I've titled it Dogs, Summer, and Bare Feet. Today is August 1st, so goodbye, July. I'll also get out of my head and share with you obsessions, obstacles, and observations that are in my head that you might find interesting, or maybe you won't find it interesting. I'd definitely like to hear either way. So we are in the dog days of summer here in SoCal, and that's short for Southern California for those listeners in faraway lands. The term dog days of summer refers to the hottest, most humid period of the year, typically from early July to mid-August. This period gets its name from the ancient Greeks and Romans, who associated the rising of the star Sirius, also known as the dog star, with the hottest part of summer. So dog days of summer really have nothing to do with dogs and nothing to do with summer, but it's still a good name. So, my latest obsession is going outside and walking on the grass barefoot. Up until recently, I hadn't done that for many, many years. And it was interesting to feel how warm the ground is on a summer's day. Grounding, also known as earthing, is a practice that involves making direct contact with the Earth's surface. This can be done by walking barefoot on the grass, soil, or sand, or swimming in natural bodies of water, or using a grounding mat, whatever that is. The theory behind grounding is that the Earth has a negative electrical charge that can be transferred to the body through physical contact. This transfer of electrons is thought to have various health benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, I admit I know absolutely nothing about any of that, but it sure feels good to walk on the grass barefoot. I've also been trying to sit on my porch every evening and watch the day go away and the dusk descend, almost always ushered in by a falling night's breeze, causing the trees to wave goodbye, day. See you tomorrow. So we started the month with Don't Let Them In, 5 steps for keeping the mental mischief makers away. That was episode 479, in which I tell a funny story from my book about some unsavory characters I used to let into my house. They were nothing but trouble, and one day I finally told them to hit the road, get lost, and not come back. Interestingly, when they stopped coming around, the neighborhood improved tremendously and a better quality of characters started coming around. Who are those mental mischief makers? Check out the episode to find out. Episode 480 was Why You Will Never Get Motivated. In this episode, I read another chapter from my book, The Ultimate Guide to Letting Go of Negativity and Fear and Loving Life, available on Amazon.com, about the day UPS delivered a box of motivation, dropped it right into my lap, that allowed me to accomplish amazing things. Turns out I was only dreaming. This particular episode involves sugary breakfast cereals, crayons, and birds' nests. Talk about obstacles. Lack of motivation is probably the biggest reason people don't get what they want. It was something I struggled with for many years, trying to find the motivation, trying to get it. However, you really can't get it delivered to you. There's only one way it can happen. Listen to the podcast for that secret. The last podcast of July was the top 10 reasons why you should try hypnotherapy. Of course, there's many reasons, but 10 is a good round number. However, truth be told, there's only one good reason, and that is that it works and it feels good. But you have to be ready and willing to change. By the way, if you are, go to tedmoreno.com/contact and request a complimentary phone consultation. Which leads me to an observation that I've had for quite some time. And it's this: the people that come to me, my clients, are truly some of the most courageous, honest, smart, and interesting people that I have ever met. It's truly my privilege to work with these people, my clients, and they've taught me things I will never forget. If you're listening to this podcast and you've worked with me in person or remote, I appreciate you and I thank you. If you haven't worked with me and you follow my podcast, I extend that same appreciation and gratitude to you as well. If you would be so kind, please like or leave a positive review on my podcast. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share it with somebody you think may be interested. And remember, you can watch me doing my thing on YouTube at Ted A. Moreno, or you can read the transcript as a blog post at tedmoreno.com/blog and click on some cool links. In closing today's podcast, I'll leave you with a quote. He who marvels at the beauty of the world in summer will find equal cause for wonder and admiration in winter. That's a quote by the naturalist and essayist John Burroughs. Thanks so much for listening and enjoy the summer wherever you may be. Bye.